Hello everyone. Hope you all saw the first video. This is a continuation of that. In this video, we will solve next few problems in the ninth standard NCERT book, chapter 7, motion. This is the next question. This is in page number 77, example 7.4. Starting from a stationary position, Rahul paddles his bicycle to attain a velocity of 6 meter per second in 30 seconds. Then he applies brakes such that the velocity of the bicycle comes down to 4 meters per second in the next 5 seconds. Calculate the acceleration of the bicycle in both the cases. So now we have to find out the acceleration of the bicycle. So as usual, we will write down the information given in the question. First thing is Rahul paddles his bicycle to attain a velocity of 6 meters per second in 30 seconds from a stationary position. So this means that the initial velocity u of the bicycle is 0. So the next thing we have is the final velocity he is attaining is v, which is 6 meters per second. So now the time taken to reach this final velocity is t, which is equal to 30 seconds. So we are asked to find the acceleration. The formula to be used is A is equal to V minus U by T. So we have V, U and T. So V is 6 minus 0 by 30. So what do we have? We have 0.2 meters per second square. So this is the acceleration for the first case. Now the second case is he is applying brakes, which means he is decelerating, meaning he is reducing his speed. So we will go to the second case where our initial velocity u will be 6 meters per second. So from this 6 meters per second, he is decelerating to final velocity of 4 meters per second in the time 5 seconds. So again we have all the three values. So we have to find the acceleration. Acceleration is equal to final velocity v minus initial velocity u over time. So we have 4 minus 6 by 5. So this is minus 2 by 5, which is equal to minus 0.4 meters per second square. So now why do we have a minus here is the acceleration is reduced. So we have a minus sign. The velocity is coming down. So it is a negative sign for the acceleration here. So we will go to the next sum. which is in page number 77, question 2. So this question says a bus decreases its speed from 80 km per hour to 60 km per hour in 5 seconds. Find the acceleration of the bus. Again, this is again a decrease in the speed, meaning your acceleration is going to be negative. So what do we have here? We will, as usual, we will write down the um, information given in the question. The first thing is the initial velocity u, which is 80 kilometer per hour, and the final velocity v, which is 60 kilometer per hour. So and the time t, which is 5 seconds. So we have the velocities in kilometer per hour, but time is given in seconds. So what we have to do is convert this velocity into meters per second. So how do we do that? This is 80. There is kilometer to be converted into meters. So we multiply by 1,000, and in the denominator we have hours. So this hours has to be converted into seconds. So we have a 3,600. So in other words, we multiply 80 by 5 by 18. So the velocity in meters per second will be 22.22 meters per second. So similarly, we have to convert this 60 into meters per second. So we have 60 into 5 by 18. So this is 16.67 meters per second. So now both of it is in meters per second and the time is in seconds. So we have to find out the acceleration, which is A is equal to V minus U by T. So your final velocity is 16.67 minus 22.22 divided by 5. So what do we have? Minus 5.55 by 5. So we have minus 1.11 meters per second square. So in this sum also we have a negative sign due to the decrease in the velocity. So we will move on to the next sum. So this is in page number 77 and the next question, question number 3. So this says a train starting from a railway station and moving with uniform acceleration attains a speed 40 km per hour in 10 minutes. Now we have to find the acceleration. So what is given? The train is starting from a railway station. So this means that the initial velocity of the train is u is equal to 0. And the final velocity it is attaining is v is equal to 40 kilometers per hour, and the time is given to be 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So, as we saw in the previous one, we have to convert this kilometer per hour to meters per second. So, this will become 40 into 5 by 18 meters per second. So, which will be 200 by 18, which is equal to 11.11 meters per second. So this time should also be converted into seconds. So how do we convert minutes into seconds? We multiply by 60. So 10 minutes will be 10 into 60 seconds, which is equal to 600 seconds. So we have all the three values to find acceleration. So acceleration is equal to final velocity minus the initial velocity upon time. So which is 11.11 minus 0 by t. So this works out to be 11.11 by 600. So this is 0.01852 approximately. We have approximated to 4 digits, so meters per second square. So this acceleration is positive. Why? Because the train is gaining velocity. So when there is a reduce in the velocity, we will have deceleration. So the value will be in negative. When we have increase in the velocity, the acceleration will be positive. So this is the end of this video. So we will see the next sums in the next video. Thank you.